Good morning, all. The time is 10 a.m. This meeting is called to order. There's Les. Mr. Trobin, has anyone signed up for public comment? Oh, Les? I'm sorry. I was supposed to hang on for you, right? Strike one.
No. Good morning, Commissioners. Les Trobin, General Counsel. We do not have anyone signed up for public comment this morning.
Okay. Thank you, Les.
Yes, sir.
Commissioner Connett, I'm handing the meeting over to you to preside over items 3 through 4.
Fantastic. Thank you, Chairman. For agenda item number 3, Mr. Trobin, I understand we have wage claim cases on docket 40. Is that correct? Yes, sir. Commissioners, you should have received the case list for the wage claim cases on docket 40. Great. Thank you. I move that we accept the staff recommendations for the wage claim cases on docket 40.
I second the motion that we accept staff recommendations for wage claim cases on docket 40.
I concur with the motion that we accept staff recommendations for the wage claim cases on docket 40.
The motion passes. Thank you, gentlemen. And Mr. Trobin, I understand that brings us to agenda item number 4, the unemployment insurance cases on dockets 40 and 41. Yes, Commissioners, you should have received the case list for the unemployment insurance cases on dockets 40 and 41. Great. I move that we accept staff recommendations for the unemployment insurance cases on dockets 40 and 41.
I second the motion that we accept staff recommendations for unemployment insurance cases on dockets 40 and 41.
And I concur with the motion that we accept staff recommendations for the unemployment insurance cases on dockets 40 and 41.
The motion passes. That brings us to the conclusion of agenda items 3 and 4. Chairman Esparza, defer to you.
Okay, thank you. We'll pause for get ready for the rest of the meeting. And I think we're all probably all here. Continue on item 5, discussion consideration on possible action regarding an order to adopt program year 2025, fiscal year 26, adult education and literacy. Chris Nelson, come on up. Thank you.
Good morning, Chairman Esparza, Commissioner Trevino, Commissioner Connett, Mr. Cerna. For the record, Chris Nelson, Chief Financial Officer. On May 20th, 2025, I brought forward the FY26 PY25 adult education allocations for provider grants with an effective date of July 1st, 2025. At that time, TWC had not received a planning estimate from the Department of Education on the amount that would be available on July 1st. The packet I requested approval for only included 50% of the estimated federal funds that would be available and 100% of the TANF and state general revenue funds. The packet did not include EL Civics program funding. In August, TWC received the federal allotment for the adult education and EL Civics program funding, and this morning I am bringing forward the AEL allocation in accordance with TWC rules, which includes a provision to give priority in awarding funds to entities that consistently satisfy annual performance requirements. The EL Civics funding is distributed based on the ratio of funds awarded from the current procurement of providers. This morning, I am seeking approval of the FY26 PY25 adult education allocation in the amount of $75,153,330. That concludes my comments, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Okay, thank you, Chris. Commissioner Trevino or Commissioner Connett, do you have any comments or questions?
Nothing here.
No, sir. Chris, I do have a question, but it'll probably stand for a brief on later. It's basically we're looking for the percentage of funds that are typically spent down by the providers each year. And also if we anticipate any challenges with the full expenditure in this cycle, and that could be a brief later.
Okay. We can get with your office. We can coordinate that with Mary York's team and brief your office on that.
Commissioner Trevino, is there a motion?
Chairman, I move that we accept or adopt the program year 2025, fiscal year 2026 adult education and literacy block grant allocations in the amount of $75,153,330 as recommended today by staff.
I second.
I also vote yes, motion passes. Thanks, Chris. Your item 6, discussion and consideration of possible action regarding Texas Workforce Commission fiscal year 26 operating budget. Chris Nelson.
For the record, Chris Nelson, Chief Financial Officer. With the passage of SB 1 of the 89th legislative session, TWC received its general appropriation amounts for the FY 26 and FY 27 years. Today, I'm bringing modifications to the 2026 GAA amounts as part of our 2026 operating budget we will submit in November to the Legislative Budget Board. Before you and for your approval is a proposed operating budget in the amount of $3,059,902,442, which is $65.3 million higher than the 2026 GAA amount, mostly due to carry forward of federal funds and general revenue dedicated funding awarded in 2025 through a supplemental appropriation. It also includes TWC's FTE budget of $5,087.4, which is higher than the GAA amount of $5,066 due to an increase of 100% federally funded positions. The schedule lays out the amounts budgeted by method of finance, strategy, and object of expense. Also included is the 2026 management fee for WorkQuest in the amount of 5.8% of net commission on contracts in accordance with Chapter 122 of the Human Resources Code. That concludes my comments, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Thanks, Chris. Commissioner Trevino or Connett, do you have any comments?
I just want to take this opportunity, Chris, to thank you again and your staff for all the work you did to prepare this operating budget.
As do I. One question that we were talking about in our office is if you look at unappropriated funds that range about 200 million, would you be able to talk about what kind of activities are included and how flexible those funds are?
The vast majority of the unappropriated is benefits.
Okay.
So benefits from a state appropriation standpoint do not count toward our appropriated budget.
Mhm.
So because we're so heavily federally funded, we still kind of mark that on the budget documents
Mhm.
because it does come out of most of it comes out of the federal grant funding we receive, but it's technically not part of the appropriated budget that you see in the GAA.
Okay. Thanks, Chris, for that. Appreciate it. Is there a motion?
Chairman, I move that we approve the Texas Workforce Commission 2026 operating budget as recommended today by staff.
I second the motion.
Also vote yes, motion passes. Item 7, discussion, consideration, possible action regarding approval of selection decisions for AEL Healthcare Initiative for internationally trained professionals. James? Come on up, James. Thank you.
Good morning, Chairman and Commissioners and Mr. Cerna. For the record, James Golson with the Workforce Development Division. Today, I'm presenting the RFA selection decision for the AEL Healthcare Initiative for Internationally Trained Professionals, or ITPs. Briefly, the purpose of this RFA is to develop and disseminate effective models that expand Texas's ability to provide quality career pathway services for English language learners who are ITPs with healthcare-related degrees. By building the infrastructure to create reemployment pathways for these skilled professionals, Texas can increase its productivity, household earnings, and tax contributions. The RFA evaluation team reviewed 10 eligible applicants and selected one for the total available award of $500,000. Grants are anticipated to begin this month, October of 2025. This morning, staff recommends approval of one award in the amount of $500,000 for the AEL Healthcare Initiative for ITPs. I'd be happy to answer any questions y'all might have.
Commissioners, any questions?
None here.
No, thank you.
Thanks, James. Is there a motion?
Yeah, Chairman, I move that we approve one grant award for the Adult Education and Family Health Care Initiative for internationally trained professionals in the amount of $500,000 as described in the discussion paper and recommended today by staff.
I second the motion.
I also vote yes, the motion passes. Thanks, James. Appreciate it. Item 8, discussion considering possible action regarding board contract year 2026.
Good morning, Chairman, Commissioners, Mr. Cerna. For the record, I'm Suzette Robinson, RESEA Department Director for the Workforce Development Division. The discussion paper before you lays out the funding for the RESEA subsequent meeting pilots. The funding levels for BCY 2026 are equivalent to the funding levels for BCY 2025. The first table in the discussion paper distributes $2,916,000 to the original 12 boards participating in phase 1 of the pilot. And the second table distributes $3,540,000 to the 9 additional boards participating in phase 2. The distributions are funded by FY 2026 RESEA grant and prior year grant balances. The pilot is going well, and I am happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Commissioners, any comments or questions?
None here.
No, thank you.
Suzette, thank you for your presentation. Could we discuss if any of the boards are identifying any barriers for claimants that may reduce attendance or compliance with these multiple meetings? Is it a burden on them to make this happen?
What we've seen is that the participation has been actually greater for the subsequent meetings. I think that, because the customer now receives additional information and additional activities, and then they have follow-up activities, the response has generally been good, but the barriers, whether it's transportation and childcare, that continues to be an issue even for the initial appointment.
Thank you for that. Is there a motion?
Chairman, I move that we approve the distribution of funds for the RESEA subsequent meeting pilot phase 1, year 3, in the amount of $2,916,000, and the subsequent meetings pilot phase 2, year 2, in the amount of $3,540,000 to participating boards as described in the discussion paper and recommended today by staff.
I second.
Also vote yes, motion passes. Thank you, Suzette. Takes us to item 9, discussion, consideration, and possible action regarding approval of local workforce development board nominees.
Good morning, Chairman, Commissioners, and Mr. Cerna. For the record, I'm Kara Levy and Workforce Development Division. Today, for your consideration, we have workforce board nominations for Workforce Solutions Borderplex, Deep East Texas, Tarrant County, Northeast Texas, and West Central Texas. Staff recommends approval on the presented nominees. I'm here to answer any questions you have.
Oh, thank you. Any questions, Chairman, Commissioners?
None here.
No, thank you.
Great. I have no questions. Is there a motion?
Chairman, I move that we approve the local workforce development board member nominees presented today for the following: Workforce Solutions Borderplex, Deep East Texas, Tarrant County, Northeast Texas, and West Central Texas.
I second.
Motion and seconded. I also vote yes. Motion passes. Thank you, Kara. On to item 10, discussion, consideration, possible action for sunset. I don't think we have anything there. No, sir, nothing. Okay. 11, nothing to respond to. 11. Executive Director's report is all. Just the Executive Director's report. Ms. Cerna, is there an Executive Director's report today?
Yeah, I know it's sunset related, but it's really not staff, Karen updating you, but I did want to recognize 3 of our sunset review staff that are hiding in the audience kind of several rows back there. Katie, Mara, and Chris, who we've met with on a couple of occasions. We look forward to continuing to work with them. So they've joined us. I also, though it's kind of late in the committee meeting, wanted to recognize you as our new chairman.
Okay.
Congratulations, and also our new Commissioner Brent Connett, who joined us. So we're back to a full commission, and we can go back to getting work done. So with that, that's all I have for the Executive Director's report.
Thanks, Ed. We appreciate that. Item 14, following may be discussed in executive sessions for open meeting. The time is now 10:14. Oh, excuse me.
I'm terribly sorry. I thought you had already briefed that.
Sorry, Lowell.
Come on.
What is this executive? Are we still?
This
on
is the,
13
this is,
still?
yes, sir. We're still on Executive Director's
Okay.
report. Sorry.
Lowell. We didn't mean.
All right, for the record, Lowell
know.
Kegg, Unemployment Insurance Director. Have an update relating to changes in the unemployment insurance weekly benefit amounts, or WBA, for regular initial claims with an effective date on or after October 5th, 2025. The changes have no effect on existing claims. Texas Labor Code Section 207.002 sets the minimum and maximum weekly benefit amounts based on the Labor Market Information Department's analysis of Texas's average weekly wage in covered employment for the preceding calendar year. For 2024, LMI calculated the average weekly wage was $1,444 and 37 cents, an increase of $59.57 or 4.3% over the preceding calendar year. The minimum weekly benefit amount is set at 7.6 of Texas's average weekly wage in covered employment, but may not increase by more than $1 in any year. Since the calculated amount exceeded the limit, the minimum weekly benefit will increase by only $1 to $75 per week. The maximum weekly benefit amount is set at 47.6 of Texas's average weekly wage in covered employment, but may not increase by more than $14 in any year. Since the calculated amount exceeded the limit, the maximum weekly benefit amount will increase by $14 to $605 per week. To summarize, for regular initial unemployment claims with an effective date on or after October 5th, 2025, the minimum weekly benefit amount will be $75 and the maximum will be $605. Again, this has no effect on existing claims. Thank you to the LMI team, and this concludes my update. I'm available for any questions. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Commissioners, any questions for Lowell?
None here.
No, none. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Lowell.
Sorry, sir, that's all for the executive director's report. My mistake.
Lowell, you would know if we were skipping you. Appreciate it. Okay, time is now 10:16. The Texas Workforce Commission is now going to executive session in room 250B. Is that 250B? I never looked at that. Let's just go in there. We'll change it. To discuss the appointment, employment duties of executive director, internal auditor, executive staff, and other personnel pursuant to Government Code 551074A1. So, yep. 10:16. Time is now 10:29. The commission met in executive beginning at 10:16 and concluded at 10:27. Commissioners, is there any action to be taken? Excuse me, hey, before we do that, I want to extend a moment of privilege and just a basic announcement that I have accepted and received a letter of intent for Ed Cerna to present his letter of resignation effective on 10/10. And I definitely want to make sure that we acknowledge Ed Cerna's service, and we appreciate everything that he's done. Me personally, I often talk about coming to you back in 2017 when I was Deputy Secretary of State, coming to you because we were told that you were a great executive director that did everything right for the people in the state of Texas, and had years, decades of service to the state of Texas. So I commend you as a model of us just basically in general. So thank you, Ed, for those times of service and what you did for this and being a steady hand through COVID and everything that you've done for the agency and the state of Texas. So I appreciate that. Is there a motion to be taken?
Yes, sir, Chairman. I move that we appoint Randy Townsend to serve as interim executive director effective October 11, 2025 at the current salary level for the administrative head of the agency.
I second. Motion is made and seconded. Motion passes. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
Chairman, I move to adjourn.
Concur. Second.
Motion is made and seconded. Motion passes and we are adjourned. 31.